Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another episode. I have quite the interesting one for you guys today. We are taking a look at what could probably is the weakest VIP 18 player in the game. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want me to get on chat with this guy in live stream, figure out what his story is, what's happening. But let's jump into it. Let's take a look at the numbers and figure out what in the world is going on here. So this guy right here, he is VIP 18. You can see he has the box already. If you click on it, his power, he's only 226 million total power as a VIP 18 with only 266,000 kills. That's not even a million kills. 266,000. I have that many or even more on my mini account. And I will say it is very, very hard to get kills if you are on an older server, even if you spend money. And that's what the problem is here. This server is, let's see, take a look here, it is 1028. So it is not a new server by any means. They are in season 2 or outside of season 2. I think they're actually done with season 2. So you're post season 2, about to roll into season 3, and you jump into the game right when season 3 is ending. The account is only about, I think, 45 days old, about a month and a half old. And to try to catch up to players that have been playing now for probably around 10 months or so is extremely difficult. I talked about this before, but this has to be the best example of why that is so true. If you look at this, we'll click on the player here. We'll go ahead and click on the server, click on rankings. So mind you, he has spent about $500,000, $500,000 at this point. He's joining a server that is, almost a year old. It's probably around 10 months old, something like that. It's close to Dirk. If you're familiar with Dirk's account, he's very, very close to where Dirk is as far as server groupings go. So same timeline as Dirk. So imagine Dirk's server, but somebody just joined about a month and a half ago. That's where this guy is coming in at. And looking at the rankings here, it's this guy right here. He is 11th in total hero power. I will say this, jumping into a server, I have been playing on my mini account for a long time, and I didn't really put that much money in. I bought like little packs here and there. I spent a little bit on holiday events, around like $50, something like that. Very, very minimal. I did get a lot of progress, but I am not anywhere in the top 200. Granted, I just transferred to an even bigger server, so that kind of works to my disadvantage here. And that server, I don't know how that would compare to this, but regardless, the fact that he is in the top 15 after just 45 days is insane given how old this server is. And it also talks to how much time people put into the game and the power you get out of it over time versus just coming in here and dumping a bunch of money. If you dump that money in at the start and continue to grow as the server grows, you're just going to continue to be ahead of everybody. When you jump in at a very late point in the server, you're just playing catch up from then on out. He'll be able to keep up with most players at this point, but it's going to take him a long time to finish building everything out, to get his team set, to get his gear right before he's able to actually compete with some of the top tier players that have spent literally a fraction of what he did. So just for comparison's sake, he's down here at 11th, 117 million total hero power. My main account is almost 170 million hero power. And I have spent probably 1/50th of what this guy has. 1/50th. So over the course of, a year and a half that I've had my account, I'm easily significantly stronger than this guy. And so that's just the power of time in this game. You can't quite just make up that much time in a month. It's going to take you time even if you spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in this game. For instance, this guy up here, so the top two guys, probably this guy right here, my guess is he has spent somewhere around $50,000 or so. 50,000, maybe 60, 70,000 would be my guess, to be around 189,000 or 189 million total hero power rolling into season 3. That would be my guess, somewhere around 50,000 or more. So the fact that he spent 50,000, this guy spent $500,000, just shows you over time the progress you can make when you spend money every month, every week on different events. You can't buy all the mythic prints right away. You can't buy all the weapon shards right away. So this guy's coming in and trying to make up for lost time, and nothing. That's all not available to him yet. And so it's going to take time for all those events to come to him and for him to be able to make progress, especially with gear, with the drone, getting drone components and getting drone parts. To give you an idea where he's at though, compared to where I was at in the same time frame, so between season 2 and season 3, my first marches were actually close to about where his was. He sent me a message. He told me his first march is about 37 million. My first march going into season 3 was about 37, 38 million, I want to say. And I got into the 40s throughout season 3. So his first march is actually catching up to where mine is. But I also had spent only maybe $7,000-8,000 at that point. He also told me that he had joined this game. He just jumped on this server. He didn't know anything about how he was going to be limited to resources to make progress. Unfortunately, this game is just so different from other games to where you can't just jump in, spend money, and kind of catch up to other players. It's going to take a long time for you, if you are a VIP 18 player, to really feel like you are a VIP 18 player, which is kind of crazy to think about, that you can spend like a VIP 18 player, but you don't feel like it. You're going to be losing to people that spent, like I did, a fraction of the same amount of money for that same time frame. If I were to fight him right now, or back then, if I were to be kind of in the same timeline with him in my main account, I would probably beat him, which is kind of crazy to think about. Somebody had spent that much money and I'd be able to beat him. But again, at that same timeline, I had been playing for about a year. So I would have a year on him versus his 45 days. And yes, he did take a screenshot of his VIP 18. And I know you can, not log on for a day and that will reset it. I know. I understand that. But it would be absolutely insane to spend this much money and not do anything with the account. You would have to not play this account like at all to not make any progress if you were playing for more than 45 days. You would have to literally spend all that money and not use any of it in order to not have any kills, to not have more power than this. So by just math alone, I don't see any reason why this is a fake account. This is definitely a VIP 18 that just started a month and a half ago, which is crazy to say on this server. If this guy had done this on a brand new server, he would be an absolute monster. Granted, would he be as powerful? No, because he wouldn't have all the same things available to him yet. But he would still just be an absolute monster. He would have a lot of the heroes unlocked. 45 days into the game, you have quite a few of the legendary heroes unlocked. You're going to be able to level up the drone a bunch. You'll have the drone unlocked, start getting the skill chips and all that stuff. So there's a lot of stuff you'd be able to do to make a lot of progress and to be able to just start dominating a lot of the players on newer servers. So this really is the unfortunate truth to why players are at such a huge disadvantage if they start a new account on an old server. If Last War changed something to where you'd be able to access like bonus packs, you start an account, you get all these bonus packs that kind of quote unquote catch up on the server, I think that would really entice players to go and spend on old servers, because we need it. We need it bad on the old servers because people are leaving faster than we're getting players in. Big spenders are not going to go to old servers and spend on old accounts. It's just the way it is, because why do that? When this is a perfectly good example. You can spend $500,000 and still be, outside of the top 10 on your server as far as total power goes. You'll be getting beat by players that have spent literally fractions of the same amount of money. So let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about this? Do you think this guy really screwed up here? Do you think he's going to make the ultimate comeback and be, the savior of the server and just be able to dominate other servers? Because that's a lot of money invested. And over time, he'll be able to really develop this and build this account out, and it's going to be really strong. It's not like he dumped all this money in and it's not going to help him eventually. It's just going to take time. But as always, everybody, thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.